overload.
Yeah, Jared's there. I don't know. I can't hear Jared. Colin, see if you can get Jared in, please. 0421
Okay.
0421. My system is just too. It's 0421 842 671. Did you get that number?
Well, on Zoom?
No. No. Ring him. Ring him on your phone and
Okay.
Bluetooth him into the thing. Sorry, let me just check here.
Oh, yes. I see what you're
system-
saying here.
The system's not struggling because there's 4 of us on here.
No,
Is 5 going to make it worse?
No, it's a phone.
Not
call
a
stuff.
data. Yeah, it's the same amount of data.
Sorry.
0421. What was the number again?
0421 842 671. Let me just check. So what's this on back? It will just be a two-part session. Okay. So yeah, we're back, people. Sorry, it's a lot of data. It's 4 HD streams coming in here, and it's a little bit heavy for a Friday night. I've even told my kids and my wife to just go and stream from their hotspots because it's. I didn't realize Lockie and Nicole was streaming Netflix, so that kills the data a bit. You're very quiet, Brent. What's going on?
Nothing, mate. Just trying to get a word in with Darren, you know. He just can talk so much. I knew tonight would be an easy night. I could sit. That's why I came to the bedroom. If I just nod off, it's just black me out while Darren just takes over the show. It's all good.
Stop asking me questions.
I haven't even asked one yet. Wait, I've still got plenty more questions for you, Darren.
I'm just getting on. Does anyone know if Jared has an iPhone?
No, ring him. Can you not? But just connect to the Bluetooth over there.
Yeah, I know I have, but I've got no reception in my dungeon.
Oh man, hang on.
Stand by.
Let me just
I'll
try
call
him
him.
again. I just don't know why he's not.
Technology.
Just don't know why he's not coming through. Sorry,
I'll get him.
folks. We've got.
I do, but I
he's
have
got
no reception at home. You're on Wi-Fi, but if you're on Wi-Fi,
okay, but he might just have to skip till next week. I don't know. It's we're busy. Okay, so everybody's on there. So I tried to call. I'll try Jared one more time. I've tried him 3 times. The phone call's there. He's not coming through. I don't know if his mic's maybe muted or something.
have you got your Bluetooth turned up?
Oh yeah, my Bluetooth's up. Oh, hang on. No, it's not. All right.
I know he has a lot of trouble with reception at his new house. So.
It's just iPhone audio call him, and then he's over his Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but I think my phone was on quiet, so that's why.
Oh,
Silent mode. Sorry.
Oh,
and then-
rookie error, eh? Rookie error from the studio master. Wow.
Hold on, Jared.
Take 2.
Jared. Hello, Jared. Nah. No, Jared. Okay. Can't even put your is your mic not muted? I wonder if Jared's mic's not muted. Just check if your mic's not muted, mate. There's something going on here. I don't know what. Okay. Well,
stand by.
is that you?
I'm calling Jared.
We might have success here.
Hey, mate.
Hey.
There we go. No one can see you. No one can see you. They can just hear your audio. It's just through my iPhone.
No one wants to see you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, that's all right then.
Hello, Jared.
How are you, mate?
We got it. Is he loud enough?
That's it. That'll work.
Put him up. Put him up more.
Hey.
Yeah, you can
Put
talk,
him up
mate.
more.
Yeah.
Keep talking, Jazz.
Keep talking. Radio. Is that better?
Yeah, now we got you. We got you. Okay,
There
so
we go.
we got a five-way chat here. The amount of data that's being used here is probably ridiculous. Can you hear all of us? Okay, we'll just make turns. You'll probably hear Darren was over there, Brent's over here. Yeah, if you've got your Facebook open, please just mute it so you don't hear the Facebook echo. But how are you going, mate? Welcome to the show. Sorry you came in a little bit late. I don't know why my phone didn't go through to your. You could hear us though. That's odd.
Yeah, I could hear you. I thought you were on a shitty Samsung.
What's that?
I thought you were on that Samsung thing.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, geez, back off, pal.
Yeah,
Nah,
we
he's
go.
iPhone these days.
I'm Samsung.
Oh, yeah,
Not that
yeah.
I really, not that I really give a shit. It's just a phone.
Brent's also Samsung. I don't know why he's so quiet
Yes.
there.
Yep.
Wish,
Team Samsung, all good. Very good.
yeah.
Best quality pictures on the market. The Apple rubbish.
Yeah.
So okay, so we were talking about the longevity in projects, Jared. Maybe you can give us a little bit of you're working with a few things there. That how long have you been I don't think you've been on radio before. Have you been on have we been on a show like this before, mate?
No, not before.
Can you because people don't,
That's
you know,
first time.
they see your face at the expos. I mean, you attend every expo up in New South Wales, but nobody, I don't think many people know how long you've been around. And maybe give us a little bit of a background of I think the last 10, 15 years that you've been involved, mate. Just give us a quick run over, what, when you started, what you're working with, and just the general. And we'll ask you questions as we go, just so we know who we're talking to.
Yeah, radio. I started in '99.
Yep.
So, what's a long time ago now. Started with your basics, your children's and your carpets and that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Quickly moved on to your greens back in 2003, 2004 and onwards.
Yep.
So, and since then, I've really been focusing on all the colour Python mutations.
Yeah.
That's where all the fun's been at for the last.
I don't know. You keep going, mate. Is he still there?
Yeah. So, and be really focusing on the, same as Darren, putting the silver pepper into lots of different things at the moment, which I think that's going to be a awesome mutation in the next few years. We should get a lot of different combinations of that one.
Yep.
Try and mix in with the granite and the albino, the Xanthic, and into it should give some interesting results.
Yeah. What is
So
Brent?
it's just,
What is
like Darren was saying, you can breathe for years and years and not hit what you're after.
What is Brent doing running around?
Sorry, Jared. Brent's. I don't know where Brent's
I'm
been.
back.
Sorry.
So many things I want to say right now, but I'm not going to say a word.
sorry, Jared.
I didn't get the
I mean,
cord. I'm going flat. So
I-
battery power.
I think.
Hey, that's the old saying.
So,
Sorry, Jared. Maybe put Jared up just can he go up a little bit more, mate? Yeah. Sorry, you just sort of easy into this, and we've got all these other distractions on. You can't see what's going on the screen there in front of you. But yeah, Brent's finally back. He's found his little power cable for his phone, so he doesn't go dead.
Yep.
And I don't know what's going. Yeah, so there we go. So you're focusing on the carpet python. You don't really work with Antaresia, do you?
I still do a few greens and olives in your black hair.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got questions coming through for Jared on the so the comments are coming through and there's a lag obviously. So Andy Sinclair asks, how's the energy going, Jared?
oh yes, Jared. How's the energy going?
Go ahead, mate.
It's one of those things I want to be 100% certain what's going on with it before I release too many things.
Yeah.
So it's my second year of breeding the het, which has got the same result 2 years in a row, which is great.
Yep.
So it's breeding with hets, and any new mutation, you've really got to do a few years worth of work before you can say what's going on with it.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
Especially a colour mutation, that's even harder to work out what's going on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So if it's a pattern one straight away, you can go, I got it again, but hello.
Using
Sorry.
using signage.
You can watch this show later and see what Brent just did with these.
Dry your eyes, princess. Have a tissue.
He quickly wrote on a piece of paper and a little piece and put it in the camera saying, "I want Annery." So I think that'd be very popular.
Oh,
Tell
come
me-
on, mate.
Tell me, Jared. I was wondering, how sure are we? Like, I mean, we know we use the word Annery, but do you think? I mean, is it not a? I mean, how sure are you that it's Annery and not maybe something that's a totally new mutation? I mean, have you ever thought that might be the case?
And I have thought that with some of the results which have come through.
Yeah,
And we'll get hold of the other colours are stripping out of them.
yeah.
So as they get older.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've seen a.
I've lost you guys down.
What was that, mate?
I lost some sound there.
You lost your sound.
So if I turn the iPad up, I'll be able to hear.
There you go. That'll do it every
Oh,
time.
Yeah, you need to. You should
No,
be.
no, I'm on my phone, but
Yeah, you should put it right up at your
I'm on
mouth.
my phone watching the iPad to see what you guys are actually doing.
Oh yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So okay, so you've been busy with that. You've been busy with that project. How long has that? How long has that anery project been going for? How many years would you say?
I've had it for a bit over 2 years.
Yeah.
But Troy, last year, he had it for a number of years. He produced a whole heap of different outcross hets from the original male.
Yep.
So he bred that male back to one of the hets and produced a couple of visuals from that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll just have to. They're unfortunately, one of them died last season, egg bound.
Oh, okay.
that's no good, mate.
So she ruptured her ovaries when she ovulated, and the egg ended up floating in the body cavity.
Is there?
So,
I've seen that before with snakes that they just look 100% healthy. I think Brent, you've seen it as well. You've posted a photo of a zebra once that you cut open, and it was just, this is interesting stuff though, because this is not stuff that you find in books. You know, and I've seen
No.
you know, beautiful, healthy females, and they just roll over straight away. You know, they roll over dead. You cut them over, and they've got these big lumps of fat floating around in between the follicles inside their stomachs. Have you seen that, Darren?
Well, I've seen lots of stuff, but yeah, I've seen it's makes you wonder. Like even going back to the original Murray that produced the pepper, I couldn't find anything wrong with her.
Yeah.
And when we actually discovered what was wrong with her, she had 13 tumors.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
so to look at the snake, she didn't breed the second season, and when you looked at the animal, she was perfectly healthy, perfectly fine. It showed no signs whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand why. I thought maybe it was stress, you know, whatever. And it wasn't until the following season that I actually noticed a couple of only small things were wrong.
Yeah.
And I had a vet checked, and yeah, had cancer in the blood, basic cancer cells in the blood. So
Yeah.
so it happens. Unfortunately, it's nature.
It will make a grown man cry though, won't it?
Oh, it's devastating, you know.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily mutation, but if you've had an animal for 10, 12, 13, 14 years and suddenly it gets a cancer, and it happens,
Yeah.
you know, it's like you're devastated. You know, I am anyway, personally. Like
Yeah.
I had a absolutely gorgeous male gelatin, and he got a swollen heart and was dead within 2 weeks.
Far
Just-
out.
And only a young male. I think he was only about 3.5.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, why isn't he eating? I lift up the pay. I'm like, well, that's not right. Had a look, and yeah, swollen heart. And he was dead in 2 weeks.
Tell me, have we got any theories about what might cause these premature deaths in females when they've got those? Any ideas, Jared? Have you got any theories behind what could have caused those? So you think it's just a ruptured oviduct that caused that?
Yeah, when she was a normal ovulation,
Yeah.
so she went through the motions, did everything, it felt beautiful, she's done.
Yeah.
And it was 3 days later she was dead.
Far out.
So
Yeah.
went into the vet pretty much straight away and cut her open on the table, and there was eggs sitting in the body cavity, which obviously went majorly wrong. And she wasn't a huge killer; she was only 2.5 kilos.
Yeah.
Not overweight or anything else. It was just dumb luck, I think.
And I guess there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, the infection would be so quick, and it would be such a quick death. I mean, what do you do? I mean, you wouldn't even know that there's something wrong until it's too late. You know.
You can't
That's
really-
it. So yeah, bang, ovulated and looking good. And then as they do, they still stay a little bit swollen. But yeah, just walked past the tub 3 days later, went, oh fuck, that doesn't look right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a spotted python during egg deposition actually tore her uterus out and
Oh.
prolapsed the oviduct. So actually, the egg was hanging out, and half of her internals was hanging out with it. She went off to the vet, had everything removed and lived for another. Well, I kept her for another probably 18 months after that, and I sold her as a pet snake. Sold her to told them cheap as chips. Told them the animal couldn't reproduce, would never be able to reproduce, but it was a gorgeous snake, placid as the most beautiful creature.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, sometimes you have to move on stuff to make way for other projects and things like that. And it was a friend wanted a pet, and I said, got a perfect animal for you.
Yeah.
She was lucky she survived, but I have never seen an animal cause that much damage to itself trying to deposit an egg.
The egg out.
Do you think that there was? Do you think dehydration could play a role in that, where the egg actually gets stuck to the oviduct itself? Do you think that could be a why? Have you any ideas why you think that could have happened?
I don't know why it happened. I mean, I probably breed 10 to 15 clutches of Antaresia every season, and for best part of 20 years, only one I've ever seen. So I don't know. I've kept them the same way for forever and a day. Possibly, maybe she wasn't drinking. I don't know. I mean, I feed fresh killed. I'm now back to defrosting rats and mice because I don't have them anymore.
Yeah.
But I think it was just, as in the case of Jared's animal, a freak anomaly. I think it was just more of a rare thing that happens. You know, no different to women. You know, some women can't give natural birth and have to have a cesarean. I mean, it's nature. It doesn't matter what you do. Like, you can't change nature, unfortunately.
We got a question in the comments.
Yeah.
From Darren Boswell.
That's
Big Daz. Little Daz, sorry. Are both growth rates being pushed in order to get a snake to a reproductive weight at an early age? ? This would be in stark contrast to a wild equivalent animal.
You think we push them? Yeah. Do we push them too much?
So, what's your thoughts on that, gentlemen?
Brent.
Okay, Brent, you answer something.
Yeah, Brent, you answer it.
You answer. Yeah, I'd say in the wild. I wouldn't think you would ever see animals in the wild at 18 months trying to breed. I doubt they would ever have the food availability to be, 2 kilos at 18 months. And I don't think maturity-wise they're quite ready. You know, I was certainly guilty of always pushing animals to try and breed at 18 months, and I've done it successfully many times. I've also had disasters as well that set you back years and are heartbreaking. So I've changed my tune certainly since that. I'm not pushing anything young or kilo female carpets to try and reproduce. So I think in the wild, I would not be surprised if things in the wild are 3 or 4 or 5 years old, females 100%. Before they're laying clutches.
Yeah.
Males, maybe not. Maybe we might see some young boys trying to get out there and have a shot, but in the wild where they've got a combat and there's some gigantic males out there, they might not get much of a chance either until they're a little bit older. So, I think us trying to control everything in captivity and make things breed much younger, it happens and it can be done, but also starting to feel now that it's maybe not the best practice.
Yep.
But to their own, everyone has different theories. And I know Antaresia, much easier, and other things, like olives, certainly forget about it. You need 3 or 4 years on them before they're going to see any action. Green trees, same. So
I think
every species is different. In the wild, it's a longer road, I'm sure.
I think the temptation's just there. If you've got the means to feed them that much, and they're willing to take food, I think it is. And we all like to see big snakes. I mean, there's nothing worse than looking at a snake and you go, I wish you would just grow. And there's something to say. If you've got it, you want to see what they end up looking like. If it's a first hive, you want to grow it and see if the color sticks or not. If the tipping comes in. But I don't know. I mean, I think all of us have pushed animals to get them to go. Jared, any stories from you, mate? Any observations from you? What's your theory about growth and how hard do you push them? Is he still there? Hi there.
I've had.
You go, mate.
Depends on the animal and what I want to do. I've had more animals that are older age have issues laying eggs than young things.
Yeah.
I've bred multiple females at 18 months of age with no issues, and had a number of animals which are 4, 5, 6 get egg finding problems.
Yeah.
So I think it's just down to you can push them, you've got to not push them too far, and get them to a problem not too big at the same time.
And what would be in your
Don't
opinion?
aim for a huge spike.
In your opinion, we look at the Facebook, and everybody has an idea about how often you should feed them. I mean, what's a reasonable amount of time that needs to pass before you feed a snake? What's the intervals? You guys go ahead and tell me. I mean, I used to feed once. I used to feed random. Like I'd watch them, and if they moved a lot and they were looking for you could see that they're looking for food. I used to feed them big meals, but I went through phases where I fed lots of food often, and then I've sort of, depending on the age, like I used to feed the young ones more, and then as soon as they get like a year and a half, I sort of backed it down. What do you guys think? What Darren? What do you reckon? Darren there? Hello, Darren.
Yeah. It was lagging there.
Alright.
Lagging there
You
for a bit.
sound like
Sorry.
you're drunk.
I just had a few drinks, mate. You're the one with the beers, bro. You're with the Coronas.
Yeah.
Were you asking me?
Yeah. What do you think is a good interval?
Anyway, he's putting it to the crowd.
What's a good,
what was the question? Because it just lagged. I didn't catch much of it.
what's a good interval for? I don't know. It's the internet that's
Feeding. I'm like you. Sorry. I think it depends. If you really want to push an animal, you can feed every 4 or 5 days. I think it's also. I don't think it's a black and white answer personally, because it depends on if, for example, it's a young snake, whether you feed it one fuzzy rat a week or whether you're feeding it 2 fuzzy rats a week. Do you feed it, a hopper rat a week and then feed it 2 fuzzy rats every 4 days?